So guys, I just arrived the village. I don't like stress. Ooh.
Look at how beautiful she is. I really want to be like her.
When the angry delegation of men arrived at Mama Chinedu's compound, they were prepared for a confrontation. They had rehearsed their complaints. They had sharpened their words. They were ready to demand that Sophia leave their village immediately and take her Gen Z madness with her. But what they found when they got there completely deflated their anger like someone had punctured their war balloon. Sophia was sitting on a wooden bench outside the house, and she looked nothing like the confident, glamorous girl who had arrived a week ago. Her ring light was packed away in a corner, covered with dust. Her makeup bag sat unopened beside her. Her golden hair was tied up in a messy bun. She wasn't recording any videos. She wasn't smiling at her phone. She was just sitting there with her face in her hands, looking tired and genuinely distressed. When she heard the footsteps of the approaching men, she looked up with fear in her eyes, clearly expecting trouble. Chief Adibio was leading the group, his walking stick raised like a weapon. But when he saw the sad look on Sophia's face, something in his expression softened. He lowered his stick slowly and cleared his throat. "Young lady," he said, his voice less angry now and more confused, "we have come here to ask you some serious questions. What kind of medicine did you put in our wives' heads? What kind of jazz is this? Please, we are begging you in the name of God and all the ancestors, reverse whatever you did. Our homes are collapsing. Nobody is cooking proper food anymore. Nobody is cleaning. The children are suffering. The whole village has turned into complete chaos." Sophia's eyes immediately filled with tears. She stood up quickly, shaking her head so vigorously that her messy bun came loose. "Papas, please, I swear to you, I didn't do any medicine or jazz or anything like that." Her voice was shaking with emotion. "I was just being myself. I came to this village to rest and reconnect with my roots. I didn't know the mamas would copy me like this. I never told them to stop taking care of their families. I never said they should abandon their responsibilities. That's not what Gen Z lifestyle means at all." She sat back down and put her face in her hands again, her shoulders shaking like she was crying. The men looked at each other, confused. They had come expecting to meet an enemy, but this girl looked like she was suffering too. Chief Adibio sat down beside her, and his voice became gentle like he was talking to his own granddaughter. "Then help us understand, my daughter. Explain to us what is happening here. What is this Gen Z that has confused our women's brains?" Sophia wiped her eyes and took a deep breath, preparing to explain something that she herself hadn't fully understood until this chaos began. "Purpose, you see, in the city where I come from, we have freedom to live how we want. We can chase our dreams, we can dress how we like, we can speak our minds. But, and this is very important, that freedom comes with responsibility. When I say, I don't like stress, I'm not saying I don't like work. I work very, very hard for everything I have." She pulled out her phone and showed them her schedule. "You see, I wake up at 6 a.m. every single morning. I spend 3 hours creating content, recording, editing, posting. Then I attend business meetings. I manage my online shops. I reply to messages from brands who want to work with me. I do product photo shoots. I study marketing trends. I work at least 12 hours every single day. The no stress part means I don't let small problems disturb my peace of mind. It means I work smart instead of suffering unnecessarily. It means I take care of my mental health. But I never, ever stop working hard." The men sat there in stunned silence, processing this information. This was not what they had expected to hear at all. Papa Ade spoke up, scratching his head in confusion. "So you are saying that when you people say, I don't like stress, you don't mean you don't want to work?" Sophia nodded vigorously. "Exactly. But somehow, the message got completely twisted here. The mamas only saw the enjoyable part of my life that I show on social media, the nice clothes, the makeup, the fun videos. They didn't see the part where I work until midnight editing videos. They didn't see the part where I respond to hundreds of messages from customers. They didn't see the part where I'm constantly learning new skills to stay relevant. Social media shows you the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes struggle. She stood up and faced all of them. And I have to be honest with you, Purpose. The mamas are not completely wrong to want change. In the past week, I've been watching how hard they work. They wake up before the sun rises. They cook 3 full meals a day. They farm. They fetch water. They take care of children. They clean. They do everything, and most of them never hear thank you from anyone. Some of you treat your wives like they are machines that don't need rest or appreciation. Maybe this craziness is God's way of teaching all of us something important. The men shifted uncomfortably. Her words were hitting them like small stones, not big enough to seriously hurt, but sharp enough to make them feel uncomfortable. Chief Adibio stroked his white beard thoughtfully, his wise old eyes seeing the truth in Sophia's words. That same evening, Chief Adibio summoned the entire village to an emergency meeting at the village square. He sent the town crier around with his bell, shouting the emergency meeting. Emergency meeting. All men, women, and children must attend. This is not optional. Emergency meeting. By 6 o'clock, the square was packed full. On one side sat the angry, frustrated men with their arms folded across their chest. On the other side stood the Gen Z mamas in their colorful wigs and tight dresses, looking defensive and ready for battle. Some were already arguing before the meeting even started. You men just want to oppress us. Mama Ade shouted, her yellow wig sitting crooked on her head. We are tired of being slaves. Slaves. Papa Ade shouted back. Who is feeding you? Who built the house you are sleeping in? Who paid for those stupid wigs you are wearing? Stupid. You are calling my investment stupid. This wig cost 15,000 naira. 15,000 naira for colored hair that is not even yours. Woman, you have truly gone mad. The argument was getting heated when Chief Adibio banged his walking stick on the ground so hard that the sound echoed like thunder. Silence. Everybody keep quiet. The noise died down immediately. When Chief Adibio spoke, people listened. Sophia stood in the middle, feeling like this was somehow all her fault, but knowing she had to help fix it. Chief Adibio stood up slowly, his old bones creaking like an old wooden chair. The whole village became as quiet as a graveyard at midnight. He looked around slowly, his eyes moving from the angry men to the defensive women, from the confused children to Sophia standing there looking guilty and worried. Then he began to speak, and his voice carried the weight of wisdom collected over 78 years of living. I have lived long on this earth, he started, his voice clear despite his age. I have seen many changes. When I was a young man, we had no electricity, no cars, no phones. We communicated with talking drums. We walked long distances to trade. Life was very different. But you know what we had that this generation seems to have lost? We had balance. We had respect. We understood that change is good, but wisdom is better. He pointed his walking stick at the men, and some of them actually flinched. You men. Some of you are wicked. Yes, I said it, and I will say it again. You treat your wives like they are machines made of iron. Morning till night, work. Cook. Clean. Farm. Fetch water. Wash clothes. Take care of children. And what do? You sit under the mango tree playing drafts and drinking palm wine. When last did you say thank you to your wife? When last did you help her with anything? Some of you eat all 3 meals every day and never once ask your wife if she is tired. You think because you paid her bride price 30 years ago, she is now your permanent slave. That is wickedness. The men hung their heads in shame. Some wanted to argue, but they knew Chief Adibio was speaking truth that cut deep. Then the old chief turned to the women, and his expression changed from angry to disappointed. And you women. This Gen Z thing has scattered your brains like broken clay pot. Yes, your husbands need to treat you better. Yes, you deserve rest and appreciation. Yes, you should be allowed to look beautiful and enjoy life. But does that mean you should throw away all your responsibilities? Does that mean you should let your children walk around dirty and hungry? Does that mean you should spend your husband's money on wigs and makeup while your house is falling apart? Mama Ade opened her mouth to argue, but Chief Adibio raised his hand. Mama Ade, shut up and listen to wisdom. Looking beautiful is not a crime, but looking responsible is more important. You can wear makeup and still cook for your family. You can record videos and still clean your house. The problem with you women is that you heard half of the message and ran away with it. Sophia works 12 hours every day, but all you saw was her nice clothes and her smile. You didn't ask about the sacrifice behind the success. The Gen Z momos looked at each other uncomfortably. Some removed their sunglasses. Some adjusted their crooked wigs. The truth was landing on them like heavy rain, and they couldn't run away from it. Chief Adibio then did something that shocked the entire village into absolute silence. He removed his cap, the traditional red cap that symbolized his chieftaincy title and authority, and placed it carefully on the ground in front of him. In their culture, this was a serious gesture that meant he was speaking not as a chief, but as a fellow human being who had learned important lessons. From today, he announced, his voice ringing clear across the square. This village will change. We will find a middle path between the old ways and this new Gen Z way. Men, starting from tomorrow, you will help your wives. Yes, you heard me correctly. Cooking is not witchcraft. Washing plates will not kill you. If your wife cooks breakfast, you should help with dinner. If she works in the farm today, let her rest tomorrow while you go. Share the work. Appreciate each other. This is not weakness, this is wisdom. Some of the men started grumbling, but Chief Adibio's fierce look silenced them. And you women. You can keep your wigs if you want, I don't care if your hair is yellow, red, or green like masquerade. You can wear your makeup and your high heels. You can record your videos. But you must also remember your responsibilities. Your children need you. Your homes need you. Find balance. Don't throw away everything good about our culture just because you want to copy city lifestyle. Then he pointed at Sophia. And you, young lady. You have accidentally taught us something very valuable today, even though you didn't mean to cause this confusion. You have shown us that the world is changing whether we like it or not. But you have also shown us that with new ideas must come new wisdom. I am giving you a special assignment. Stay in this village for 1 more week. Teach these women the real meaning of Gen Z lifestyle. Teach them how to work hard and still have peace of mind. Teach them how to balance their traditions with modernity. Show them that freedom and responsibility can exist together. Sophia was shocked. She hadn't planned to stay even another day, but looking at the hope in the faces of the momos, looking at the desperation in the eyes of the men, looking at the confused children who just wanted their normal lives back, she knew she couldn't say no. She nodded slowly. Yes, Chief. I will do it. I will help fix what I accidentally broke. The next 7 days in Okero village were like a complete transformation. Every morning at 8 a.m., Sophia organized classes in the village square under the big mango tree. She brought her laptop, her phone, and all her organizing tools. She taught the women things they had never known before. Time management, how to organize your day so you can finish your work and still have time to rest. Self-care, how to take care of yourself without neglecting your family. Smart work, how to do things efficiently instead of suffering unnecessarily. Social media, how to use it properly without letting it consume your life. Financial planning, how to save money instead of spending everything on wigs and makeup. The classes were practical and honest. Mamas, listen, Sophia said on the second day, standing in front of about 30 women who were all paying attention. When I say, I don't like stress, I mean I organize my life to avoid unnecessary problems. For example, instead of cooking 3 fresh meals every day and stressing yourself, you can prepare soup in bulk on Sunday that will last for 3 days. You batch your tasks. That's working smart. You still cook, but you reduce your stress. You understand? The women nodded, finally understanding. Mama Toyin raised her hand. But Sophia, what about the videos and looking beautiful? Is that wrong? Sophia smiled. It's not wrong at all, Mama. But there's a time for everything. You can look beautiful while working. You can record videos after you finish your important tasks. The key is balance. And honestly, mamas, you don't need expensive wigs and makeup to be beautiful. Your natural beauty is enough. A simple hairstyle, a clean face, a nice wrapper, that's beauty too. I wear all this makeup for my brand, for my work. But when I'm at home relaxing, I look just like you, simple and natural. This was a revelation for many of them. Mama Ade, who had been Sophia's most enthusiastic student, slowly started to change. On the 4th day, she came to class without her yellow wig. Her natural hair was braided simply and neatly, and she looked 10 years younger without all that heavy makeup. You know what, Sophia, she said during the class. This wig was giving me serious headache. It was too hot, too heavy, and too expensive to maintain. I think I will just take care of my natural hair nicely. The whole class erupted in applause. Sophia hugged her. Mama Ade, you look absolutely beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. Be yourself, be comfortable, but still take care of yourself. Mama Ade's transformation inspired others. By the 5th day, most of the wigs had disappeared. The women started coming to class in simple, comfortable clothes. They still looked nice, but they looked like themselves again, not like confused copies of someone else. More importantly, they were learning the real lessons. They learned that wanting rest was not wickedness. They learned that taking care of yourself was not selfishness. They learned that asking for help was not weakness. But they also learned that freedom comes with responsibility, that family matters, that balance is everything. The men, on their part, were also learning. Chief Adibio had given them no choice, they had to participate in household work now. At first, it was a disaster. Papa Ade tried to cook beans and burned it so badly that the pot turned black. Papa Toyin tried to wash clothes and used so much soap that foam filled the entire compound like snow. Papa John tried to sweep and raised so much dust that everyone started coughing. But slowly, with their wives teaching them patiently and laughing at them lovingly, they started to improve. By the end of the week, Papa Ade could cook decent jollof rice. Papa Toyin could wash clothes without creating a foam disaster. Papa John could sweep without turning the compound into a dust storm. More importantly, they started to understand and appreciate how much work their wives had been doing alone all these years. Oh, this cooking every day is not easy. Oh. Papa Ade admitted to his friends under the mango tree. My wife has been doing this for 30 years without complaining. I need to beg her for forgiveness. The other men agreed. They had learned humility through experience. By the 7th day, something beautiful had happened in Okaro village. The homes had found a new rhythm. Mama Ade would wake up at 6 a.m. as usual, but now Papa Ade woke up with her to help start the fire. She would cook breakfast, but he would wash the plates. She would sweep the front compound, he would sweep the back. She would go to the farm in the morning, he would go in the evening so she could rest. They worked as a team now, as partners, not as master and slave. And yes, Mama Ade still recorded videos sometimes. But now they were good videos, showing her real life, cooking traditional food, working in the farm, taking care of her family, but doing it all with joy and balance. Her first real video, posted on a Facebook account Sophia helped her create, was titled A Village Mama Living Her Best Life, The Balanced Way. It got 3,000 views in 2 days. People in the cities loved seeing authentic village life. Mama Ade was glowing with pride, but this time it was genuine pride, not fake Gen Z pretending. She had found her own authentic voice. She was still herself, a hardworking village woman, but now she walked with wisdom, with rest, with appreciation from her family, and with peace in her heart. On Sophia's last day in the village, the entire community organized a grand celebration that would be remembered for generations. There was enough jollof rice to feed 3 villages. There was fried chicken, goat meat pepper soup, moi, akara, pounded yam with egusi soup, and palm wine flowing like a river. The village band came out with their drums and local instruments. Children were dancing. Adults were eating and laughing. The atmosphere was full of joy and gratitude. Chief Adibio stood up to make a speech, and everyone became quiet to listen. Sophia, the Gen Z babe, he began, his voice strong despite his age, you came to our village and you scattered our peace completely. Everyone laughed. But in scattering it, you helped us build something better, something stronger. You have taught us that change is not our enemy. You have taught us that old traditions and new ideas can dance together beautifully. You have taught our men that their wives are not slaves but partners who deserve respect and help. You have taught our women that freedom is sweet, but responsibility is sweeter. You have taught all of us that balance is the key to a happy life. The crowd erupted in applause and cheers.